Hello,
Hello,
lovelies. Good
good
lovelies.
afternoon,
Good
good
evening. Depends
good
where
night.
you are watching from at this moment of the day. Yes, it's all about Biafran women in United States of America. I would love you to really take your time, watch this their program from the beginning to the end, and tell us what you think about this movement of sovereignty of actualization of this Biafra. Really, these women talk deeply on how to make a great nation. I think I'm not going to talk much on this. It's so educative, not only for the Biafrans, and it should only be for other, West African countries that want the sovereignty of their nation. They really spoke deeply, so educative. So they really show the hope of Biafran, the hope of independence, the fact everything you need to know concerning the great nation, how to make a great nation. So, like I already said, I'm going to tag this program for you to watch it yourself and drop your comments on the commentary box below to tell us what you think about it. Please, if this is your first time of watching, before you attack this, please hit on the red subscribe button. By so doing, you promote our YouTube channel. We need to grow. And as you continue to watch, subscribe, share to other people, comment, may also the Almighty God in the same way bless your own endeavors, bless your own business, bring people that will patronize you in your own business. This is my earnest prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Please take your time, like I rightly said, to watch these women, Biafran women in diaspora, Biafran women in United States of America, Houston, and the closer, cities in Houston, where they really talk deep, on this Biafra race. Biafra unites, they said. Biafra strong, they said. You know, Biafra built, they said. Please watch and watch and watch. Don't forget.
All right. Good morning, our brothers and sisters. Good morning for joining us once again. Today is January the 18th, 2020. And as usual, we will start with our song, Our Nation Biafra.
Our nation, Biafra, our land, Biafra, our nation, Biafra, our land, Biafra. We are fighting for a nation full of love. Our nation, Biafra, guiding up hope and peace and joy. Our nation, Biafra, no matter what you have or where you are. Our nation, Biafra, everybody, let's come together. Our nation, Biafra, no one is to be rejected. No one is to be neglected. No one is to be defenseless. All in Biafra land, no. It's time to give justice a chance. So I'm rejecting the evil ones. Restore our nation, love. We are fighting for a nation full of love. Our nation, Biafra love. Guiding up hope and peace and joy. Our nation, Biafra love. No matter what you have or where you are. Our nation, Biafra love. Everybody, let's come together. Our nation, Biafra love. We are supposed to have peace. No more oppression. Nobody will rob our children of the future and riches. No more games of politics. Just love and equality. Hope for humanity. That's how it's supposed to be. We are fighting for a nation full of love. Our nation, Biafra love. Guiding up hope and peace and joy. Our nation, Biafra love. No matter what you have or where you are. Our nation, Biafra love. Everybody, let's come together. Our nation, Biafra love. We are one strong family, one people. We are one strong family, one people. We are fighting for a nation full of love. Our nation, Biafra, guiding up hope and peace and
Thank you guys so much. Sisters, are you able to find it?
On Facebook, not yet.
Not yet. I know they did the same thing last week. Where, Sister April, are you able to find it?
I went to the where you shared it.
Oh, okay. See if you can find it from your account. Because sometimes it
Okay.
doesn't always translate to that. Okay, so while you're looking, I will say our prayer while you're looking. All right. Thank you so much. As usual, we don't start anything without acknowledging first. Should I even start identifying ourselves? My name is Mona Jim Saga. I live here in Houston, Texas. I am a proud Biafran American. And I also have my other sister here in Texas. Sister Augusta, please introduce yourself.
Hello, dear friends all over the world. My name is Augusta Nasike, and as usual, we are here to talk about how to get closer to our spirit. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. And then we have our wonderful sister AP in Kentucky. Obviously, we are not talking about chicken today. We are talking about nation building. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, listeners. Today is a very special day to me, and this year is it's also a special year. So I bring you special greetings, and thank you for stopping by so that we'll discuss things that have to do with our progress. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Things that have to do with our progress. No matter what, we must continue. God has given us peace in every aspect of our lives. He has given us rest. He has given us resources. And we are not going to sit around while our people suffer. So this is not about us. This is us doing God wants us to do, or we'll lose our minds. So, of course, before we get started, I do want to start with a prayer. The same prayer, because this prayer goes deep. It cuts into everything that is happening to us. So, dear Lord, as we face these uncertain times in our land, we ask you, Lord, to dwell amongst us. We are comforted by the knowledge that you alone, our Maker and the Redeemer and ultimate Master of our lives. We trust your land to our loving care and protection, Lord. Send us your spirit to touch the hearts of people. Give us the wisdom to always tell the truth, to know what is right, and the courage to do it. Give us your light and your truth to guide us in our way so that we may seek your will in our lives and impart the word around us for your kingdom. Rock of Ages, we know that you have strategically placed us in diaspora for a time like this, to speak for the voiceless and fight for the weak. You have also endowed us with power and authority and wealth to build a nation where other Africans will ultimately gain true freedom and create a continent fit for human survival. You know that we are not asking for something that does not belong to us, but rather something that will liberate mankind. We also pray for those that have lost their voice in this struggle. We also pray for those that have even lost their lives in this struggle. We also pray for those that have been destroyed by this struggle, that whatever they are, that they may continue to have the courage to sing for the nation Biafra, to pray for the nation Biafra, that whatever we have done to make them feel like they are not part of this nation, that Father, we are asking for healing this morning. We are asking for healing in their hearts. We are asking for healing in their family. We are asking that they begin to know that everybody is not the same, that we all love each other, and with all hands on deck, we can build this nation, Biafra, that we are looking for. Therefore, Lord, we ask your intercession as we play our part in actualizing this God's mandate. In Chukwu Okikabiama's name, we have prayed. Amen.
We say,
our topic today is building human capacity. Building human capacity. This is the process through which individuals, family, communities grow and nations develop their abilities to maximize their capacity. Our topic last week was the making of a great nation. We said that people build great nation. That means weak people end up with weak nation. It has nothing at all to do with God or his will. All human are equal, and they have been created equal to operate under the same law of the universe. The only difference now is how you are willing to develop your God-given capacity and potential, and how willing you are to make this law of the universe to work for you will determine how much you will develop your ability as a human being. Sister Augusta.
Yes, the human brain is actually the greatest resource that you can think of. The capacity of our brain or our mind depends on how we develop our minds and our brain, the challenges, and they are meant to help us develop our minds and our brains as well. So, a nation with illuminated mind has no limitation as to what he can achieve.
Mm-hmm.
That's why great nations work hard to build and develop the minds of their citizens. Israel, for instance, lived in a desert for so many years. You know the story of the Israelites. So they lived in the desert for so many years, but with their creative minds, with their oneness, they were able to turn a desert into a land that now exports fruits to the entire Europe. You understand? In the last 70 years, they have become a superpower. There is nothing they talk about in the entire world that you don't talk about Israel. And that is why Israel is one of the greatest allies that the United States has. So they have pulled up their bootstraps and worked hard to be where they are today. So and they are one of the leading nations in medicine as well. They are. And also in IT, they are. So they have moved away from the slave mentality, and they have moved to where God really wanted them to be. So unlike the Catholic Republic of Nigeria, in over 100 years of its existence, with so much deposit of crude oil, gold, all kinds of mineral resources, even human power that Nigeria has, it has remained the poverty capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It has surpassed India. You understand? I think that happened last year when India shifted to a new paradigm. So it has surpassed India when it comes to poverty. And the reason why this is so is because apart from the governance and all of the bureaucracy that is attached to that country called Nigeria is what has made its people or her people to remain in that abject poverty that they have found themselves. So now we are hoping that with our new country that we are trying to propagate to our people, they'll be able to listen, and all our sons will be part of this struggle. And that is why we are wishing that everybody come out and be part of getting us Biafra. It's very imperative that we do that, and the earlier we did that, the better for us. Thank you, my sister. Sister AP, you can continue from here.
Thank you, Augusta. It's really like the example you gave about Israel, turning a desert into a very fertile place, So maximizing the capacity, human capacity, should be the goal of any group or nation, because human beings, the brain, of a human being is the greatest resource anybody can think of. So you find out if you are working with human beings, the best thing for you to do, the first thing you need to do is, of course, to maximize the capacity of the human beings that are working with you. No person or nation should get comfortable with mediocrity at all, to the extent that you settle for less. It's okay to want more. It's what we're trying to make our people to understand. That it's okay to want more. It's okay to aspire to be better. It's not a crime that you want to do something better. It's okay to dream big and work towards a big goal. One day, of course, one day at a time. So it's okay to say, I'm not settling for a life of slavery. I'm not settling for a life of bondage and servitude. It's okay for you to want to be free. Not being humble or godly when you accept oppression and suppression. No. Because some people think, oh, for me to show that I'm godly, I will allow other people to suppress me. No, that's not godly nature at all. You see, America is a Christian nation. We said it last show. born when people were fed up of a life of bondage in Britain. They moved from Britain and they're like, no, we can't live this life anymore. But sadly, people over the years have misused scriptures, have quoted scriptures to enslave others. For instance, the slave masters started using words like servants, obey your master, thinking that's what God meant then, that you should enslave other people. That's not what God was saying there. Some people, in the name of marriage, became very abusive to their wives. And they will tell you, wives, submit to the husband. To them, they are quoting scriptures. But it's half scripture because you're not bringing that scripture properly. Some people have even gone to the extent of abusing their children in the name of correction because the Bible says, spare not the rod and spoil the child. Need to always balance scriptures, not using it to enslave other people. You see, damaged children will lead to damaged adults. That's why it's important for us to understand that in relationship with other people, you tend to build them up, not diminish them, not reduce them. Whether children, men, female, so human beings are meant to be built up, not destroyed. If you want to correct, you correct in love. You don't correct that person so that at the end the person loses his touch, his or her personality. That's not how it's supposed to be. So, in the management of human beings, you tend to lack capacity. That's what we're teaching today. Whether culturally, we should not use culture or religion to make our people to be in bondage. Any culture or religion that the end is slavery or bondage is not from God, it's of the devil. So whatever you're practicing, be it religion, be it culture, ask yourself, is this practice building up the people? Is it making the people better human beings? Are we enlarging and maximizing the capacity of the people we're working with? That's the key for you to know that you're doing the right thing or you're not doing the right thing. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Sister Ekwe. One guy says the way that you can tell a good manager is by the work of his employees when he's not there. And this is the kind of nation that we want to build. That even when we are absent, every part, every component will be functional so that they can move on to the next generation. So when we talk about freedom, we must know that we should hold or should actually free others. If you are talking about freedom and you're still holding others' bondage, then you're wasting your time. When you are talking about justice and you're the master of injustice, you are definitely wasting your time. These things do not work that way. If you want to be free, you must go and free others. If you want justice, begin to live a life that upholds justice, equity, and fairness in your home, starting in your home, families, and communities. We know of people that will treat their wife and their children like trash. Then when they come out there, people will be praising them, thinking, oh, this man is a good man. He's always out in the community. He's engaging. He's helping. But his wife will ask him to help her out with certain, just a minor thing. He will refuse to do it. What he will do, like the Pharisees and the Sadducees, he will go out there to show people that he's willing to help. So charity, like the Bible says, begins at home. Begin to turn things around for good. Begin to set others free. Begin to nurture and build human talent, gifts in your locality. Anything that you know how to do, please begin to do it. Heal yourself of any chronic encephalopathy. Encephalopathy is when your brain is not functioning the way it's supposed to be. Begin to change how you see things. Develop new talents. Freedom fighting is more than shouting all hail Biafra. It's about building human capacity. Hungry people cannot fight for freedom, so there is the need to equip our people in order to get the best from them. It's only in Africa that leaders do not understand the importance of human development in nation building. They think it's magic, and when it doesn't work, voodoo did it. They have forgotten that is when you put garbage in, then it's garbage out. What do you do now is to stop the mediocrity, remove those things that does not work. Look for things that does work. God is not to blame for all our mistakes. I was listening to a story of an audio of a book that is called an incident in an incident in the life of a slave girl. And the story went that this man, I'm telling this story to tell you guys that if you don't do the work, even if you're Jesus Christ of Nazareth, you're not reaping anything. Nothing will happen for you because the law of the universe will not allow it to happen. We said that the law of the universe is that anything goes up must come down. If you plant a food, whether your name is Saddam Hussein, whether you are the terrorist head, if you plant anything where there is water, there is good sun, there is sun, it will grow. The land will not say, did Ekwensu plant this thing? Did the Satan plant this thing? It will just grow. If you release your sperm during the time a woman is to get pregnant, she will get pregnant. So it has nothing to do with you. So the story goes that the slave master who, actually he's the baby from the story, he was the 4th generational slave owner from his father. This man went around and was getting all his slave people pregnant and enslaved his own children. So when he gets his slaves pregnant, they will bear children and he will use those ones for the house slaves, but he does not acknowledge them as his children. Do you know, as he was using the slaves, planting whatever he was planting, he was also investing in the north. This was an eye-opener for me. He was investing in the north. He was in the southern part of America. So when the war broke out and the Union came, he ran to the north and became richer. Did you guys hear me? He did not have an accident on the road. He did not crash. Devil did not get him. His money did not waste. He went there, according to the woman that was telling the story, and became richer. Because guess what? He invested at the right time in the right thing. The universe did not ask, why can this man become richer? This is a person that enslaved people for years. This is the man that refused to acknowledge his own children. His own children that he got somebody pregnant, he refused to acknowledge them. So when you want to measure the level of wickedness, it's unmeasurable. But guess what? Despite all this evil the man committed, he went to the north and became richer. That was an eye-opening for me because we as African, we always think God will get them. God will never allow them. Nemesis will follow them. They will get what they reap. They will reap what they sow. They will sow what. No. If they do the right thing, they will shoot you with a gun. You will die. Devil, God will not stop you from happening because your body is pierceable to the bullet. So we have to start telling ourselves the truth. Start doing what works. Start releasing order in order for us to get freedom. Start developing talent in order for us to have a great nation. Start using our brain in order for us to assess what is going on around our environment. Stop hearing this person said, he said, she said, this person said, go and investigate yourself. You are on Facebook, you have access to the internet. Don't let anyone tell you anything about anyone. I need to feel at that age where any monkey or any baboon will come out and tell us something, we will believe it. If somebody tells you that a contractor or a, what is it called? Yeah, or a contractor or whatever costs $80 an hour, go and research it and say, in America, does it cost $80 an hour to get a contractor or whatever to do so? Don't let anyone lie to you because God is not coming down. He's looking at our stupidity. He's sick of it. He's sick of it. I don't know how he even allowed us to stay this long. Because left to me, I would have ended it. Bunch of fools everywhere. Educated fools for that matter. So the earlier we start engaging ourselves, the better. Like we said last week, the worst thing about being ignorant is that at the end of the day, it's not going to ask you, did you know? Oh, you didn't know? No. Okay, let me have mercy on you. No. Aga koga kante, the deserving of your ignorance. So we don't want that anymore. We need to start engaging ourselves because, listen, at least I can agree for Akoko. So many I can have the potential to use our brain to do other things. We can no longer continue to be in a chronic encephalopathy. It's either we die or we get ourselves out of it through therapy, one way or the other. Sister Augusta, please.
Yeah, that's right. It's either we die or we get ourselves out through therapy. And therapy is really, really important in this case because the human brain, the human capacity, is the foundation of nation building. There is no way in heaven that we want to build a nation and we are not engaged with our intelligence is not engaged, our human capacity is not engaged in what we're doing. If you do that, if you go to war or you work with a bunch of disabled, hungry, beaten down, broken, and utterly destroyed people, what do you expect? What would you expect? You would expect weak nation. But if you go to war, you go to work with people that are sound in mind, people that are intelligent, people that have the wherewithal. Because in as much as we're looking at intelligence, we're also looking at people with the cash, with the money flow. Because money flow is important in whatever that we do. So if you are going with everybody, all our standard, even the artisans, people that have skills, either skilled or unskilled labor, any kind, you bring it to the table, you would see how effective things would move. So we need to start figuring out how to get the people that really matter in this struggle to be part of this struggle. As Sister Muna rightly said, the universe, you can't deceive the universe. It's what goes in that comes out. You can't even use prayer to pray your way out of this. If you plant a potato, it's the potato that you get. If you plant any kind of seed or any kind of fruit or any kind of vegetable that you plant, is exactly what you're going to get. So you're not going to plant spinach and you get onubu in the process. No, it's not the same thing. So we need to start understanding that, hey, religion is good, fine. The way it was given to us, probably we have to reevaluate that. But notwithstanding, we have to start using our minds, our akunuche, the brain that God already gave to us, to start assessing this thing and start programming it the best way possible. Now, first thing first, we need to build. We need to empower our people. You don't just use we don't use our mouth to build. Or you start talking, hey, go and do this, go and do that, without giving the human capacity. Because that's what we're talking about right now. We need to empower our people. And we see that the people rise up to the task that was given to them. You understand? Biafra war has not ended. That much we know. We still have people celebrating the 50 years anniversary of the war. And we all have to know that the thing that actually started the war is even worse off now than it was then. You understand? It has not ended. We are still being attacked from all angles. And our people seem to have given up. The willpower is gone. The willpower to fight is no longer there. They are still strangulating us. They are still shrinking us. They are still emasculating us as best way as possible. But you know what? We just have to fight with even the last energy that we've got. I traveled to the East recently, and I found out that from Port Harcourt to Owerri, the number of toll gates, what is it called? You would see army, you see navy, you see custom, you see even vigilante. They were collecting 100 naira at each. This is from one pole to the other. And I'm wondering, how much is this taxi driver going to make if he has to pay every individual 100 naira as he moves from one state? We are moving from Port Harcourt, from the Port Harcourt airport to Owerri. And this was how terrible it was. I counted 64.
Wow.
64. How much? What is that guy going to make eventually? This time around, they just demanded, they send name, or they would ask the driver, whatever, settle your voice. They are no longer ashamed of it. They won't have change. They will make change for you. Is that crazy? Sometimes if you give more, they will say they don't have change. And you have to leave it and move on. If not, they will detain you for 5 hours.
Oh.
This is how they have continued to emasculate us. And at this juncture, we are like almost losing it. But it's not late. We can get up and start doing the needful. So false religion is being used to weaken the souls of our people. Just as I have, where, for instance, every half a pole have hotel built. Hotels, you start wondering, are they Are they propagating prostitution? Because you see 12-year-olds, 16-year-olds walking around that pathway, and you start wondering what in the world is going on. Hotel every pole. You understand? Hotels every minute, and you are wondering. And in all honesty, people say that that is the most lucrative job you can get in the entire world.
Wow.
And that's so disheartening.
It is.
It's not disheartening. Our people have mansions built back in their villages, but they cannot stay in their villages. They rather come to the city and stay in hotels built in nowhere. And guess what? Those working in that hotel, graduates in mechanical engineering certificate and all what stuff, they are the ones working in the hotel. And what are they doing? Sweeping, cleaning, mopping, and all those stuff.
Oh,
That is what they're doing.
human capacity waste. Or human waste.
On all honesty, they are the ones that are doing the receptioning, they are the ones sweeping, mopping, checking the generator on our, and you want to wonder how much are they being paid monthly? And I heard something like 12,000, 15,000 at the most. When a cup of gari or rice is way costlier than that. So our people have been emasculated. But it is not all. There must be a way out of this evil enclave. It is an evil enclave. Hey, it is not normal to live this way at all. It was so crazy. All my time there, NEPA never brought lights.
Wow.
Bang, generator. The one that we have in my place was, it has its own way. The kind of noise it's making versus our NEPA store. Everybody had generator. Bang. It was so crazy. And you are wondering, how do we get ourselves out of this? I don't know. How do we get ourselves out of this?
It's hell, my dear. Say it. Is this hell?
It is hard. But guess what? We Biafrans living in diaspora, we need to wake up. We need to start understanding that we need to come together, regardless of what must have been said in the past. We need to come together. Let's throw away all the balderdash and come together and start helping our people, because it's not funny at all. We cannot continue to sit down and chant songs while our people are dying. We cannot continue to say, "Oh, hey, Biafra," while our people are dead. The people are gone. I don't even know how best to express it.
Oh my God.
We cannot continue to wait for the world to arise to help us. No, it doesn't work that way. We've told you all a number of times that America will not listen to you until they see figures. America is all about the money. America is all about the figures. America is all about the data. They want to know how many of you are here in this country. How many are professionals versus how many are this and that. And that is what makes them to give an idea of the kind of policies that would help us. And we're asking everybody to be part of this. Biafra is not the first to go through this. So what did others do? We need to start emulating what others did to get out of this quagmire. We must take our destiny into our hands. We must individually and collectively deal with our stupidity and gullibility. We have to stop being gullible.
My dear, say that again.
We have to stop being gullible. We have to start sitting down and think. This thing, God gave it to us. He gave it to us in quantum. So we need to start thinking about what we need to do to uplift ourselves from what we have found ourselves. It is time to develop our capability. We don't need anybody telling us how to do it. We all have that individual wherewithal. God gave it to us. If you know what you can do from the nook of your corner, start doing it. This is no longer about who is in charge. It's about you trying to find a way to get our people out of this mess.
It's a mess. Hot mess.
A big mess. So it's a mess, a really, really serious one. So we need to start doing the needful. And the needful is, what can you bring to the table? Who do you know? Where is the senator that we can go and meet? You understand? This Yoruba people that this Amotekun, this vigilante something. You see how they quietly did it. Nobody even
no noise making. Wake up one morning, boom.
They quietly did this thing. They quietly went to into their own caucus or whatever and brought out things, ideas, and they put it together. And guess what? It's going to be protecting the Yoruba states. I think it's about 6 of them. Oshu, Ogun, and Lagos and all stuff. So it's going to be protecting the entire Yoruba states. And even the Naiti Allah is trying to, undermine what they're trying to do. And they're telling them, hey, not this time around. So the governors of the Western region have decided to come together, the Southwest region, decided to come together and see how this thing would help their own people. And this is why we need to start getting things together. We don't have to be shouting about it. If you have an idea that will set our people free, start putting it in the run. Start doing it. Don't wait for no order. Don't wait for anybody telling you how to go about it. If you have an idea that you want to share with some group of people, go ahead and share it. We cannot continue to be shouting and lamenting and it's not having any effect. It's not having any effect. If you have an idea of how we meet an MP or how we meet a senator or a house rep or whatever, please bring those ideas out and let us start going to show our wife did it single-handedly. So what's wrong with us? At least some of us that are citizens in this country. Let us start doing the needful, and that is pushing forward for things that really matter. And I hope that everybody is in line with this. We have to get out there and start doing it. The professionals should get away, up from your butts and start doing the needful. Because it's not funny. You need to go there to see with your eyes. It is not funny. No good roads, no life, nothing. We are in a mess.
Wow.
So if you all don't sit up and start figuring it out, building your mansions in the village and only for you to come to where it's come and stay does not pan it for me at all. So we all need to start doing the needful, and the needful is right now. Right now we need to start. Thank you, my sister. I think I went off, but
no, it's okay. This is a first-hand account. You were on ground. You saw what happened. You saw how fast your money went. You saw how many polls you get. You see how many money they are taking from our people as you go from one corner to the other. And some people use that activity as if I have money. I have my 100 naira I can give to the police when I see them. But to a typical Biafran, this can stifle them. This will take them out, So I think it's time for those of us here in diaspora to start telling ourselves the truth. We cannot go home and change our dollars and our pounds and think that it's okay for our people to continue to struggle because we have limited time to sit there and then come back to a comfortable zone. It's not fair. It's not fair. And this is where I think the law of universe will apply. The good thing about this law of the universe, you give and you take. You give and you take. If you keep giving, taking, you're not giving back, you're not going to be here for long. So we have to find a way to give back to those in Biafra land because they are not able to do this on their own. Left to me, I would say even they should stay safe. Let those of us here in diaspora, all over in diaspora, start doing this work. Because every time anyone is hurt, our brother Nnamdi Obinna on Nigeria, nobody's going for him. He's there suffering. You can't even get someone to send money. You're going to get food for him to eat. So they are not even safe to be doing these things. So anyone, those of us in the diaspora, we should carry this on our head and live less for our brothers and sisters in Biafra land, because they cannot continue to live this way. If you're a woman and you've been holding out, thinking, oh God, let me try this, Biafra is coming, let me hold that one more time. The way the environment is may make you do what you would not normally do. And that's why we say we don't want to be seeing anyone trying to kill a brother or sister that stole anything. Go and kill Okorausa. Go and kill all these Fulani headsmen. Stop killing our brothers and sisters because hunger carry. Not every one of them wanted the opportunity to have somebody in diaspora that is sending them money. So if you can find a way, even though even when you give them, they still want more. But we have to find a way to accommodate these our brothers and sisters that are going through tough time. So when all that we can do to help them, please, let's start doing this. And again, we are talking to those in diaspora. Those in diaspora are the biggest people holding on this restoration project. They are not coming forth. They are not being honest with themselves. All we are doing here is doing funeral and waykeeping. You know what? I got 3 funerals already, or waykeeping. So we really have to get our priorities into order. We've spoken about opening up a bank. Economic power leads to political power. If you don't have it, you'll be running in a circle. There are certain things that let's say this bank was already in business running. There are certain things we don't need permission from anyone and you will settle it immediately. I don't know why people don't understand that. We really have to find a way to help our people. The suffering is too much. And for those of us, when you see these things, it makes you want to lose your mind. I don't know how some people see these things and they think it's okay. Oh, I thank God for my life. I'm here in a safe place. You know, when can I put them? I can get my mom and dad to come and live in my flat. No worry, they are okay. What about those that do not have people that will have them live in a flat somewhere? Who is going to help them? Let us be the voice for the voiceless. Let us be the fighting army for the weak. Let us be those things that I don't run at that situation. If we find ourselves in that situation, let us be those things that we're wishing somebody will come and do for us. Because obviously God is not coming. God was there when they came and took us as slaves 500 years ago or 600 years ago. He was there when they threw half into the sea and ate half and sleep with half and destroy half. And spanked them to death. God was there. He saw it all. He saw it all, and it's still 600, 400 years later. Everybody is still here. Offsprings are still here. So it tells us that we have to use the law of the universe to apply to us. We cannot do what does not work and then we turn around and think we are going to get benefit from it. We must do what works. We must do. You find that in here beginning, and the good thing about it is that we have access to technology where we can copy and paste. If you invest in a good company, you will reap your benefit. If you plant your fruit or your tree, your seed in a good fertile environment, you will grow, no matter what you do. Right? If you shoot Fulani headsman with AK-47, he will die. It's just that simple. There's no two ways about it. So, Sister Augusta, thank you so much for sharing your first-hand account, because it's better to go and see for yourself. For those of us that haven't been there for a while, you imagine the toughness, but you actually witness it firsthand. You will see someone your age, they look like they are your mother. People that you graduate with from school with, they look like they can be your aunts because of suffering. We don't want that suffering and smiling anymore. We do not want that anymore. Sister Augusta.
Yeah, you want me to continue, Sister Ekwe?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even. I thought she loved that.
No, absolutely. We don't have choice. Like you said, this is what we need to do. You see APC grabbing everywhere. As the war is already on. I don't even know we're still thinking that the war is not on. So this is when to enlarge the human capacity that we have. This is not when to make it one man's or one woman's business or one group business. This is when to use all you have to get what you want. Because this is not, you have to enlarge your cause individually and collectively. Everyone has to be part of this. All hands have to be on deck. Because our enemy is not even wasting time at all. They are attacking us from all angles. They are coming from everywhere you can imagine. Even things that you don't think that they will come from, they are using it. Economic sabotage is everywhere. Every day they are burning our market, burning everything, just to make sure that we don't become anything anymore. So how can you sit down still waiting for that? Maybe tomorrow you will gather your brothers and sisters. If you're ready to team up with Yorubas, why can't you team up with your brothers and sisters? Does it make sense?
No.
He said the world is watching to see a more matured Biafra. With what today is 50 years that Biafra war genocide ended. We knew what happened. Now, if you have experience, what you do is to learn from that experience. That's how Americans do their stuff. They go and investigate. Like the first 4 people that went to the moon, they didn't succeed. They all died. What did they do? They came back, gathered, assembled greater team, say, study why we failed, find out what we did not do well, so that we can improve our capacity. We can improve on what we did yesterday. No, but my people want me to do what my grandmothers did 1929. And they're telling me, can't you see about women on the road shouting? They did what they could do 1929. This is 2020. I don't expect to be on the road tying rubber and shouting. There are many ways to do what I want to do in this present time. That's what we talk about, enlarging the human capacity. The brain, what the brain can do. is limitless. It's only for you to engage your brain and engage the brain of the people you're working with. Mobilize everyone that needs to be mobilized because the enemy is close by. Look at Dangote expanding everywhere. Now he has set up a network.
He's trying to open offices here in the United States to diversify his wealth. That's what the news said.
The world is welcoming him. The world is not telling him, "Oh, don't come. Where are you? Don't." No. That should tell us something about the world. The world wants people that are mature. The world will ask you, "What are you ready to bring to the table?" It's not wailing and shouting and crying like immature people. The world wants to see, have you learned from your yesterday? Have you moved from where you were 50 years to today? What have you done differently? Or what are you ready to do differently? Have you learned the mistakes? If there are mistakes, because every human activity has mistakes. Any experience you have as a human being, there are mistakes that will occur that will limit the outcome of that experience. What human beings do is go and sit down and study what happened. Find out how you can improve on what you did 50 years ago. Not repeating 50 years ago. We don't want to repeat 50 years ago. The Israel that we gave example, they are just 70 years old. And today, they have turned a desert into a fertile land. What do we want to do? That's why this topic is crucial to us. You see, President Trump is fighting terrorism. So we need to convince America and President Trump that we are natural allies to them. That we can be in Africa what Israel is in the Middle East.
Absolutely.
Because
sister.
America wants to end terrorism. They are spending a lot. They are losing a lot. They are losing soldiers. America does not want to lose one citizen, one American citizen. They don't want it. It's a question of core health. If they don't engage these terrorists, they will come to them. So that's why they fight them in their own land. But it's not a war they want to go to. It's just like the Biafran genocide. It came to us. It was in defense that we were not prepared. That was terrorism. It came to us, so we have to defend ourselves. That's the type of thing America is doing. America doesn't want to go to war, but if they keep quiet, these terrorists will overcome them. So that's why you see Trump fighting. So somebody like President Trump, we want to hear that there's a nation in Africa that is ready to be natural friend to them, that they can collaborate with, and you can have bilateral relationship. But you don't say these things by shouting on Facebook. You go there and engage people, have dialogue. But before you can engage in external dialogue, you have to finish internal dialogue. You want to go out there and meet with the world, but you have not met with your brothers and sisters at home. You've not been able to make all of you come together, iron out your differences. We are Republicans. That's who we are. Don't expect that everything you come and tell us that we accept it and say, yeah, go ahead. No, that's not who we are. Freedom, we are seeking freedom. And we do not expect that the freedom we are seeking, that in seeking freedom, we have to be in bondage first. We do not want to lose the freedom we had already because we are looking for bigger freedom. So if anyone understands who we are, you will know that the best way to deal with us as a people is to talk with us, interact with us. We'll put our heads together because we are all smart people. We're all smart people. God has made us smart. God is not regretting making Biafran smart. It's just that we need to use that smartness. And that's why we are bringing this topic. Maximizing the human capacity. If we can maximize our capacity as human beings, we don't even need oil to survive.
Right.
After people that this struggle is like a puzzle. You do your own small bits. I do my own small bits. Then we bring it together and get what we expected to have. First of all, you see that evil document called Constitution in that Zoo Republic or Republic of Cattle. Cattle Republic.
Cattle Republic, sister. Cattle Republic. Mm-hmm.
We have to do away with it. And start thinking of how to set up a transitional government that will supervise the division of our assets and liabilities. We are not the first nation to exit from another existing one. Britain is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Other nations have been doing
Scotland is non-protesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we need to do things phase by phase. Like the Yorubas that you gave as an example. We were here shouting. Yorubas went and cooked and brought out the food to the dining table. We slept and woke up. What did we see? Or whatever. What did you call it, my sister? Sister Augusta. What's the meaning itself? What's the meaning of that word?
I'm not sure what it means. I think it's something that was coined. You understand? But the pronunciation is Amotekun. So it's something that was coined. I'm yet to figure out what it means.
They really impressed me because
no, they over impressed me. You know, they overdid. The fact is that they had this thing in the burner, and they went ahead and sat down quietly, brought in the brains, and decided to sit down and put it out the way it's supposed to be. And this is what we've been talking about. Engage our people with the brain. Engage our people that have mind, that have ideas. Engage them. Don't sit down and think you can monopolize or all the ideas by yourself. No. Manipulate, Exactly. So people that have ideas came down, sat down for that thing. And guess what? I saw them, moving their different cars or whatever, their security, whatever, up and down. This took time. So while we were busy shouting and screaming and asking the world to come to our rescue, they were busy figuring it out. You understand? And that is the idea we've been pushing ahead. Let us start doing some things while we can shout and scream. Let's go to the background and start doing some things. And start executing them. As we're talking about this bank thing, it's something we need to go back and start doing. We need to start. That United States or any foreign country that is ready to assist us wants to know what we have at the back of the border. They want to know. So if we don't start doing this, we will lose out. So Yoruba has shown us already. We are the talk people, and they are the people that are doing.
Yeah,
so we need to start figuring it out,
People figure it out. It's even why Danjuma is coming out with his own too.
You see?
Happen under our nose.
Under our nose is why we are busy shouting,
Oh, and then the APC came and destroyed Imo State, and everybody is still. This is too funny, man. This is too sad.
The worst part of it is our inability to make proper predictions. Like watch these people, know that they're not going back. So plan ahead of time. There's one that they talk about some Pakistan militants or whatever in Oshodi, in Lagos. These Fulanis have already brought in some people from Arab world, preparing them for war that we don't know. And we are still thinking that is, I don't even know what we think.
God will do it for us, Sister. It is well. It is very, very well. God will do it for us. That's what we're thinking.
The Dangote we are talking about that wants to, this is one man. He wants to set up network of his businesses everywhere. Now we are already natural network because we are everywhere. What Dangote is trying to set up, we already have. It's just a question of putting our heads together and using it. Some people say, no, stay under the table first. Hey, let's get to BIAFRA land. Then we will do camp, everybody will now start. We keep telling them this thing is division of labor. There are certain things I will be able to do that you cannot do. Even if they give you 20 years, you can't do it. And there are certain things that you might be able to do that I might not do, even if you give me 10 years, I won't be able to do it. But if we come together, you do your own, I do my own, the result will be awesome. Nobody should be relegated to the background.
Exactly, sister. If I may, one of our brothers wrote something. Ndoka Nnabu said, Biafran Igbo doesn't have a monarch system of leadership. Therefore, trying to lord Biafran into one supreme leadership is not going to be realistic. And this is what we've been saying, you understand? Yes. That if it's a one-man show, it's going to be catastrophic at the end of the day. Yeah. It's going to be chaotic because...
South Sudan will be a child's play.
Sorry. It's going to be catastrophic. So this is something we are trying to not allow to happen. So if we don't come together and start executing this struggle gradually, as I rightly said, Dangote is establishing everything. When I went to it, the only company for Dangote cement, that is not if is the plant, though. It's just the depot where they will move the cement from wherever it's manufactured and move it down to the eastern region. And guess what? That is the only cement that you would use in your building material. That is, you can only purchase from Dangote, nothing more. I remember in those days, eBay used to have cement. Backwards to Pastor or whatever, I think they used to have cement in those days. Yeah. There are so many companies in Calago or whatever. You know, all those cement, yes. Cement, you know, all those manufacturing systems we had in those days, they are no more there.
They ruined them. They destroyed them.
They destroyed them. They did. And the only thing that we have working for us right now is hotel. I'm not kidding. Every 2 posts is no, not 2 posts. That's a hotel. That's a camp that is functioning in the eastern region. Okay, now APC have told us that hey, they don't give a rascals about who we are.
No.
With this, their thing, they have told us in plain language that we don't matter. We don't.
And they can do anything.
Anything. Because in all honesty, I'm not trying to play to the gallery, but this Ihenjoha guy, in what I saw, there were so many rules that were not much. You won't believe it. I drove throughout. I drove myself. Throughout. You won't believe that those roads, according to what I heard, they said some of those places were not passable 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, because the roads were rubbish. But this guy came and started cleaning and clearing the road, making it motorable. They have found out that he might plant our own ideas, and that is how they pulled him out. And then they put him out, they don't care. It doesn't matter. You understand? And they brought their stooge to come and house what this guy has done. And they're going to crumble everything. Because the last guy that was there, Okora, actually did rubbish. He built so many things that are so substandard. He built a bridge that they don't, what is it?
He's working for them. He's working for them.
Exactly.
With resources. That's why they say.
He built a police station for the past 2 years. According to them, it has been commissioned. No policemen are not using that quarters. He built the Sopto guy. Remember that little boy that was killed during one of his his raid? Yeah, that little 10-year-old boy. He built a hospital in the Boyston. For crying out loud, you looking at the hospital from afar, you could see the cement and the cement on one side, Aja on the other side. Probably for a tipper of cement, they use 5 bags of a tipper of Aja, they use 5 bags of cement to build.
So that is going to collapse and kill our people.
No. You see it. You don't need an architect or an engineer or whatever to come and tell you how the mixture was. You see it. I couldn't take pictures because I thought I was driving myself. So I couldn't take pictures of most of these things. They were ridiculous, extremely ridiculous. You can sometimes when I just move fast away from all of those structures because they can come down at any time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm not kidding. He went ahead and planting artificial palm trees. It's all these artificial palm trees falling down.
Natural one.
I have a natural one that would have cost way less than what So and this is the only thing he did that probably he used proper cement and asequasi was that he had for all those governors and whatever.
Those
are the things that from afar you see that something good happened there, But outside that, anything that has to do with us human beings, people living in this
Anything
community.
our people will use. Anything that is useful to our people.
Ebenile, death traps. Ebenile, all the roads, death traps. That was what he did. And now that we have somebody that's probably kind of cleaning up what he's doing, I'm not giving that guy all the kudos, but what he has done so far, I show that he really wants to come and serve. But they are not allowing him. And this is why this will continue to strangulate us. If we do not do the needful, we need to wake up. The professionals, the diasporans need to wake up. If not, our time we're going to sleep each time we go home.
And our people are really waking up. It's just that we need to open our heads. I don't know if people guys heard about what happened to Ifan Yoba. That they've given him his own slap too. I think they've removed him or something like that.
Yeah, they have from the Senate. They've removed him.
So God is helping us actually, because some of these people that when we've been shouting that Nigeria is the worst thing that has happened to us, when you talk, they will say they have Hausa friends, they have this one friend, they have that one friend. We are telling them it's not about you, it's about us, it's about our people. Some of us grew up in the north, so if it's about having Hausa friends, I don't think they have more than some of us. That does not mean that your nation cannot be restored. Can't you fly to, don't you have American friends? So what does that mean?
My dear, the brain of a black man, God will help us. Black men, you guys need to wake up before somebody will hear not you. You cannot continue to be in a dark continent and be lying to yourself. And most of you, all you're thinking is vagina and how many girls you can get your penis into. You go to conferences, you're sitting there, see who you can eat. China, Spanish. That's all you can think. You're not thinking about things you can live for your children. You're not thinking about tomorrow. You're not thinking about your offspring. You're not thinking about your nation. You're just thinking about how many women you can lay with or women you can lay with. And we mothers are saying it's enough. It's enough. We cannot continue to watch our children suffer. We cannot continue to sell our land for our children to go and read chemical engineer and be cleaning a hotel room. We cannot continue to do that. And as they're cleaning the hotel room, they may also be selling their private parts because the hotel room may not be enough for somebody that is well learned. Because this is sickening. This is sickening. And this is typical everywhere in Africa, except for Rwanda that is doing well for themselves. Everywhere you go, even when they're 80 years old, they're still thinking about penis and vagina. Really? Even when it's not working, you're thinking about Viagra. Maybe God doesn't want it to work so that you can start using your brain for something else. We are sick of it. We are so sick of it. We watch our men, isn't it, people? It was a Biafran that was representing the guy that took over from Ihedion or whatever his name is. He had the same okay, they keep causing havoc, causing damage, destroying things. None of them will sit back and say, this is not about me. If I'm building on or dancing to the tune of APC, what is that doing to my people? Akoranyogu to have money. Look at, we live in a country where we are contractors. That's all we can be. Just like Amadi Bello predicted how many years ago. We are not employer. We are not employees of companies. We are contractors. That's the only thing Nigeria will offer us. And it's just few of us. So then all is well. How can you live like I'm an American? How can you be an American and they can only give you a job based on contracts? But Musa will be in charge of the office. Mohammed will be in charge of the office. Amina will be in charge of the office. But Munachi can only work as a contractor or somebody under Amina. And you guys want to live in a nation like this? For how long more? For how long more? And those of us are hiding here, enjoying the benefits of having freedom. And we don't want to free others. I don't know. Time is coming where, especially those of us in my where our offsprings and whatever that will have to wait, touch this our heart for us to start waking up. Because it's sad. It is more than sad. We are watching things. Some of these idiots will come back and say, oh, we have fun. We went here, we went there. They are not even seeing that post, that one minute post. They're not even seeing as anything. They're seeing as if, oh, I changed my dollar I work double shift for it, so I will be giving one naira when I go down the street or whatever. And then when you leave, what happens to our brothers and sisters? Who is asking of them? Ndoji, black people, change this your heart. Change this your heart. That's the only way you're going to rise up to another level. When you start thinking about community health, nation health, and not me health, or me, what is it called, benefits, then we'll move forward. All these things are me. Oh, I have my mansion. Like my sister will say, some of them will set up their own local government. You build your house, you have your electricity, you build the road coming to your house. That's your own local government. What about your sisters and brothers? What about that? What about when you live a decent life? Akaranyogu to be flying all over the place, to be working for other people. Manda what you appear here non-stop. As we are speaking now, a lot of our brothers are in dungeon somewhere being tortured. And they couldn't get. I was watching a show about a country called Brunei. And they have Sharia law where they're cutting off hands. Guess who they showed that cut her hand? No kundoji. I'm sure that went there for a walk. Because in the Brunei, they look Filipino. So in the how. So it could be your brothers and sisters that sold their last asset, thinking they're going to Obodo because everything associated with light skin is good. And you go there, you will lose a limb. Tell me how, if they send you back to the zoo country, how you will live with no limb. You couldn't survive when you have all your limbs. Now you have a haircut all one or two out. My dear, it's so sad. Sister, please continue before I...
You know, when we talk about, like, we have to involve people in what we're doing. You see, it's not because when we talk about Christianity, religion, people will say, no, don't talk about religion, don't talk about Christianity. But these things are linked together. How do you expect that God will give you freedom when you are still holding others in bondage? Your brothers and sisters. You will not allow them to move forward. And you're crying and calling to give you freedom. It's hypocrisy. Because God will watch what, and honestly, God created all humans free. The only thing is that when you start subduing your people, your family members, your communities, somebody stronger than you, somebody more powerful than you will come and enslave you. It's law of the universe. Because God expects you to show others freedom. Even Yeshua HaMashiach, he said, forgive others as you want God to forgive you. That's what, and they carry Bible up and down. Running from one religion to the other, thinking it's religion that is the problem. It is you that is practicing the religion that is the problem. Other people elsewhere, they practice whatever they practice. But the only thing that is different between us and them is that we are not allowing whatever we are practicing to enter inside us. We read it and close the book, drop. So whether you move from Christianity and enter Judaism, or go from Judaism and enter Omenani, the evil in your heart is still living with you. It's in this freedom that one of the commandments, the 8th commandment, he said, do not bear false witness against your neighbor. It's in this freedom when we are calling Elohim, that people are breaking that law. And they say, hey, we are practicing Judaism.
We are whiter than white.
We are whiter than white. I say, are you sure you can practice this Judaism? Do you even know what it means? The 10 commandments you can't even keep yet. And you want to practice Judaism. Have you seen the problem is our heart? We need to clean our hearts. Begin to love your brothers and sisters. My people are easy to love strangers.
Very easy.
But they won't love their brothers and sisters. Look at the Osuka system that our brother Joseph Okechukwu has been hammering on. You know, my people find it difficult to free their brothers and sisters. To say, let's abolish Osu. Rather, they are looking for an excuse to say it's their culture, that they will not abolish it. You do not want to free your brothers and sisters, but you want Elohim to free you. He said, let's get Biafra first, then we can free them. No, that's not how it works. When God wants to give you something, He will say, go first and fix that problem in your heart. Then you come back. I will give you what I plan for you. Begin to free your neighbors. Begin to love your brothers and sisters as you love yourself. This struggle has divided us more than the white man divided us. We are fighting for freedom, but we have divided ourselves. More than the white men that divided us. How are we not going to build a nation when we can't sit down as a people? I say what is in my heart. You say what is in your heart. Then we meet ourselves in the middle. No. Rather, we will abuse ourselves, call ourselves names. Even children that you can give food all the days of their life will look at you and insult you because somebody is training them to be brainless. Let's use our common sense. We want freedom, but we have to get it together. This is not political party. It's not which party do you belong to. It is not competition. It's division of labor. You will do your own. Maybe your own is that you know how to shout. Stay one corner and shout. Another person has some brain work to do. And if you're shouting, make sure you stay where you're not disturbing people that are thinking. Because for people that want to think and be creative to bring up options, they need some quietness. So if you know your own is out shouting, go outside and stay there and be shouting. Let those that are inside begin to think on how to bring us out of this mess. Because there's a way to do it. Our people are able, they are capable to free us from here. But we need to be smart to know what we're doing. We should not find it very easy to work with outsiders when we can now work with our brothers. You cannot forgive your brother, your sister, but you say you want to build the kingdom of God on earth.
Oh Lord. God help my people. God help my people.
How do we do these things that we are not able to balance scriptures up? You will pray like heaven wants to fall down, but you don't know how to forgive your brothers and sisters. And God is watching you from him.
Hypocrisy everywhere.
Hypocrisy is too much. But we can do it. We can begin today. As mothers of the land, we are telling us that we can begin today. We can make up our mind today to maximize our capacity, human capacity. We have it. We are like 70 million people, some scattered all over the world. Imagine if this 70 million or over 70 million, some speak Chinese, some speak Swahili, some speak, our people speak all sorts of languages, and they have so much talent. Imagine if we can galvanize all these talents and all these abilities. Who is Fulani to stand in front of us?
They will.
What is Hausa Fulani? Okay, not Hausa, I say Fulani. Who are they to stand in front of us? We knew the last time, the last war we fought, we keep saying it that we did not fight Nigeria. It was the world that came and fought us. But today, God has offered us the world on platter of gold. He scattered us all over the world and positioned us in influential places for us to negotiate with those, that war. That war that conquered us 50 years ago. The war, the Elohim systematically sent us out to those places. Say, go and negotiate your freedom. I don't want you to fight again. I don't want you to be killed again. I just want you to use your brain. Form political groups where you are and talk with the people that matter. Form alliance. Business, we are inside it. Everything, we have all these abilities. We need to humble ourselves. We need to get down from our high horse. This is Ganeko. It's me. I will restore Biafra by myself, me and myself. You really? You restore Charlie, you put a jail. People are in Biafra land living. You put a and keep whoever. Everything is doing. What will do to this? Common sense. Common sense. Let's humble ourselves and begin to talk like that want to build a nation. Not people that want to set up a detention camp. It's a nation we want to build. Let's talk the way we are talking. See how my sister, we are talking together, discussing? That is how to build a nation. We sit down and iron out our differences so that we can maximize our human potentials. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Sis Augusta, your closing statement.
We are here to maximize our human capacity, and that involves all of us doing everything that we need to do to get this thing going. We are using this opportunity to ask our professionals wherever you are, please be a part of this movement. If you know what you can do from the nook or cranny of your comfort, because some people don't like leaving their comfort zone. If you want to stay in your comfort zone and do it, go ahead and start it. If you have ideas of how we can meet with the people, the power that be, yes. Because remember, we have our people all over the world, and we have our people strategically placed in places that we can't even imagine. We have our people, our own people in the White House. If you have an idea of how we can reach those people, let us know. We want to start doing the talking and walking the walk as well. We don't just want to sit at a podium and continue to shout. All of us shouldn't do that. So everything has to be diversified. So we're using this opportunity to ask if you have or you know someone that we can reach out to that understand our plight and is ready to help us. Because this time around, as Sister Ekwe said, we have to do the talk. Talking is important, and talking to our people one-on-one is important as well. So we just want to use this opportunity as women that are interested in this struggle to start advocating for what we know is right and what we know that will work. So please, our people, just the information is there. You can email Sister Mona or whatever, or on our show. You can put whatever information you have that would help us reach out to these people. We need to start working because it's not the same. You have to be there to see what I saw. What I saw is not good. It's so tasteless. Trust me, it's not funny at all. Life is a mess. And let me tell you one thing. There is so much hunger in the land. So much, too much. Because we need to start doing the needful. Thank you, Sister Mona. Thank you, Sister Ekwe.
Thank you, sister. Of course, we need the professionals. It's time for the professionals to come on board and join what we are doing. We have space for you. We have need for your brain capacity. We have opportunity or benefit. We do have benefit of using what you can offer. So do not be shy. Let's come out and help our people. It's not about one person, one organization. This is for our people. Even if you have decided, because some of us have decided that we are going to be buried here, we have bought a land and others for pay for, it's okay. When you get to heaven, because we worry about heaven the wrong way. When you get to heaven, they're going to bring your file and ask you questions. What is in your resume? Can you hand on your file? Let's start off with this human capacity, helping another human being. You can say, God, yes, I'm not perfect, but I help my people that when they needed me. So let's start with that and start lying to ourselves and going to church and donating money so our names will be called. Those are the things for sure. God has said, because you know that you're faking it. So let's do this work. We don't need to take glory. We don't need to be recognized. Let's do this work. Let's use our resources. Let's use our brain. Let's use our might. Whatever we can use to help our people to come to terms with this freedom, that's what we must do. So professionals, old world normal, but come on, lovers of freedom and defender of equity and liberty, and stand and be counted. We must understand that this struggle belongs to all of us. Every Biafran is a stakeholder in Biafra restoration is our civic duty. It does not belong to anyone. It belongs to all of us. We need to fight together, facing one common enemy, the zoo government with their Fulani counterparts. Do not sit down and be waiting for others. Please do what you can do to help our people. Get together with your people that are like minds like you and come up with a strategy moving forward. So whatever you can do to market Biafra, please do so. We want that name out there. I used it on a patient yesterday. He's from originally from Ireland. He's like, Biafra, really? The last time I heard of Biafra, they were dying of shock. Yes, because the British colonial masters came there and destroyed our land, lied to the people. They are still stealing our resources, so the poor man got so uncomfortable. So, but anyway, I needed to let him know that we know what is going on. They are still in our land. That's why I'm here taking care of you. That's why I'm here talking to you. I should be doing this in my country, but the British government is in our land destroying it. And that's why you see people like me all over the world with this last name that you're looking at. So, and he's like, oh, I apologize. They're so, the world rulers. Anyway, back and forth. The point of the matter is that when I had the opportunity to mention Biafra, I did. So, and he's already infatuated with me. And now that I'm even a Biafra, I know he will be infatuated more. So from beginning, the Muslims see the sword as the battleground. Once they give birth to their baby, they start dividing themselves into different sections. Some of them are in politics, in business, in banking. They are marrying our daughters. They have cattle all over our land. They are opening the borders for their brothers and sisters to come in. Some of them are into terrorism. They are studying. They are doing whatever they can to ensure that they dip their Quran in the Atlantic Sea. And we are watching them complete it while we lie to ourselves, while we sew uniform, while we hurry up and finish that mansion that we know we're never going to live in. You will stay in a hotel somewhere. We know that we're never going to go back there because it's not safe, but we are busy pumping money there. Instead of us using our resources to clear this nonsense from our land so we can have a peaceful land where actually when we build that mansion, we'll be able to stay in there. So let's stop lying to ourselves, people. It's a new year. Thank God it's a new chapter. We've always declared the victory 2020 for this year, but it's for those that have done the work. So the good news is that you still have time to begin your work. Have you begun your work? This is the time. So thank you guys. Till we see you guys next weekend. We are no longer taking calls only because our people do not always want to call. They like to comment and comment. They're not comfortable calling, so there's no need for that provision. If we in the future we find that there is need for calls, we'll take calls. And by the way, if you really want to call, just type in your information and we'll give you a call. Type in that you want it to be called and then we'll give you a call. So to make it easy on us, because we've been doing this now for 2 years plus, we need to cut down on time so that we can also take care of our needs.
So that they can share it too. That they always have problem with data, so they like.
Oh yes, I forgot that part. Yes.
1 hour, 15 minutes.
Yes, so that if that was really the main reason. I don't know what I'm talking about. That was the main reason, so that our people will be able to listen to the audio and not burn all their money, listen to a long tape. So we decided to make it shorter to help with that. So thank you. We're gonna end up with our song.
Every language, please answer when I call. I'm called to be the voice of the voiceless, of the hopeless, not insanity, defend humanity, cause this is how it's meant to be. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. BIAFRA will become a star in the world. future where the rich and poor, the young and old is one. Let's build a nation where everyone is treated as equal. We need justice, fairness, peace and harmony, love and dignity, and humanity. 'Cause this is how it's meant to be. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. Biafra will become a star in the world. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. Biafra will become a star in the world. So every nation who believes in freedom, come and help us. We cannot do it alone. We don't want war. We just want our own. Nobody can keep us down until we hide on the line. Biafra will become a star in the world. Nobody can keep us down until we have freedom at last. Biafra will become a star in the world.
All right. Thank you much, Nike. We'll see you guys next week. We'll share the video with others and we'll remain blessed. Bye-bye.
Bye.